That's crying out for a little bit more attention. It comes with a lot of crazy people. I took it personally and it kind of made me rebel a bit more. To be honest, I don't really care anymore. I'm never going to change.
Cricket balls are red, baseballs are white, American footballs are brown, and tennis balls are yellow. We don't even think about it really, but the story behind the tennis ball is actually quite interesting and even involves Sir David Attenborough. I know. Well, here's the tale. Tennis is widely known to be a French sport. It dates back to the 12th century when people used handmade balls, and it was then called tennis, which is the verb to hold in French. And people used some pretty wacky material to make the balls with. Cork, wool, chalk, animal fur, and even human hair. A few centuries on, Germany got dead into the tennis too, but wanted to make a few modifications to the ball to make it a bit more effective. Around this time, an American chemist had just created something called vulcanized rubber. Out of that, people started developing air-filled rubber balls, which were properly bouncy, but either red or grey in colour. These were manufactured in Melton Mowbray. That's right, the home of the pork pie. One problem, the balls kept on breaking on impacts with the racket. The call of new balls please seemingly coming over every other point. Step forward English lawyer and tennis enthusiast John Moyer Heathcote, who suggested balls be covered in flannel to stop them from degrading. And thus the modern-day tennis ball was born. But these were white or black, so how did they become yellow? Well, in 1967, the controller of BBC Two, one Sir David Attenborough, decided the corporation should show Wimbledon on colour TV. He got his wish, and it was wide into people's homes across the country. The only sticking point, the white balls were nearly impossible to see on the screen. So the International Tennis Federation, sensing an opportunity, started developing a new ball that would be visible even without the need for 4K LED displays. Not that anyone had that in the late 60s. After rigorous testing, they came up with the colour optic yellow and decided every ball be coated in that colour from there on in. And there you have it. Tennis balls are yellow, all because Sir David Attenborough wanted to watch Wimbledon from the comfort of his own front room. You could say the ITF aced it.
Welcome to the Sports Bar and talkSPORT with Jamie O'Hara. Anyone over there, Jason Cundy?
Does anyone sing Real Madrid? Can you me Los Blancos? Beating. Wowzers.
Wow.
Wowzers.
PSG absolutely destroyed Real Madrid in the Club World Cup semi-finals tonight, live on talkSPORT. This Paris are the most exciting team you can remember. They are bringing back football again because I think they're the best side I've seen since Barcelona. Chelsea fans, I want to know how you're feeling. You've got to play this lot on Sunday. Spurs have got to play them on the 30th of August as well. Oh, dearie me. On this day, though, 19 years ago, Zinedine Zidane got sent off in the final. We want to know the craziest things you've ever seen on a football pitch. Might be Sunday League. We want to know. Has there ever been a horse run on a football pitch? Something stupid. Yes, no, the craziest moments you can remember. Get involved in the show. We can't do it without you. 03717 22 3344. Hello, mate. How are you?
Bit nervous. Yeah, a little bit nervous.
You're doing good team.
That's just who we are, mate. Let me tell you. Wow. I mean,
good team.
For those that haven't seen what we witnessed tonight, PSG, it reminded me so much of the Champions League final. Completely blew Inter out the water. Completely blew Real Madrid out the water. And in style, though, Jay. That was first two goals were basic errors from the two centre-halves.
Yeah, I thought you was playing at centre-half.
Tell you what I did. What Rudiger did. I've never done that.
Cundy!
He come off his left foot and he went to kill it with his right and he just towed it into Dembele.
As soon as I saw it, I was just literally like, Cundy! Hey!
Mate, let me tell you, I've never given a goal. I've given a few away, by the way.
Yeah, you have, mate.
But not
Come
like
on.
that. Not gifted.
Oh, do me a favour, mate.
No, not.
What, are you telling me that you're a better defender than Rudiger?
No, what I'm saying is I've not made a ricket that bad where it's come off my left foot.
Mate, find the clip.
Come off my left foot. I've given some goals away, right? But let me tell you, for him to... And Asensio does the same. They both missed the kick. So, mate, those two are like pub players defending like
culprit that time, Jason Cundy.
Right? But let me tell you, what Rudiger and what's Asensio doing? What are they doing?
I don't know what they're doing.
Well, they know that you're up against, right?
They're panicking. That's what PSG do to you.
Right.
They make them panic.
Right. You know who you're playing, know your enemy, know what you're up against. That was terrible, man. They gift the first two. I mean, look, fair play to PSG, mate. They deserved it. But you can't gift goals. You can't. Because they're gonna play high the pitch. They're gonna squeeze. Their midfielder, Vitinha, Neves and Dries were...
Yeah, the midfield is absolutely outrageous.
Vitinha is the one that...
I can't believe he played for Wolves. I can't get my head around it.
Couldn't get in their team.
He's unbelievable. The way he carries the ball. You know what he reminds me of? And it's Jack Wilshere a little bit. You know, like Jack, young, low centre of gravity, used to travel with the ball, used to drive with it, play 1-2s and keep going. Jack Wilshere used to do that, and I used to sit there and think, God, what's a player?
They all do it. Mendes does it, comes out the back left back, marauding going forward. Kvaratskhelia on the other side, Doué. Bacola when he comes off the bench.
No, it's actually a joke.
I mean, they
every time they get the ball, they're just like, right, we're going to go at you.
And they commit. And you've got Hakimi on the other side. No. Yeah, I felt so sorry for Valverde and the two fullbacks, mate. Yeah. They look left stranded. Yeah. They will overpower you. They'll outrun you. They'll outwork you. And then the quality will show. Yeah. But if you don't do the basics against this team...
There was all laying Real Madrid after about 20 minutes.
Mate, 3 up, no laying.
Real Madrid.
Yeah, and then Vinicius Junior gets boots a couple.
Tchouameni went through someone.
Yes, it was
It was like, and you know what? I was like, standard that. Come on, you can't be all laying us.
No.
Playing one touch. You know, like just like the stupid one touch passes that was like...
Yeah, they weren't going anywhere.
We weren't even going anywhere. We were just taking the mick out of you. Do you know what I mean? Just had you on toast.
But...
What a side, though.
What a team. Yeah, all over.
I feel like they're a team that are playing in this day and age of this passing possession football, which can be boring at times, that Man City have implemented. Everyone's doing it, you know. But this side are a team, I think they're a bit of a throwback from, you know, the 2008, 2013 eras of, you know, Barcelona, when that, you know, Messi and, you know, that team where they would just go at you. Eden Hazard's at Chelsea, you know, like that team players where you used to just get it, bang it out to the wingers, and we're going to go at you. You know, we're going to run with the ball, we're going to commit players, we're going to drive through midfield. I feel like that's just gone out of the game. And this team have all of a sudden just brought it back. And you're like looking at it going, oh my God, this is the best team I've watched in years.
Yeah, and Mbappe had to watch from the other side, and you made a great point in the green room.
What's it say about
They have become the best side on the planet, and everyone's saying Mbappe's the best player on the planet, and he's in the conversation, right? Yeah. But he moves on; they become better.
Yeah. Now, what's that say about him?
Neymar moves on; they become better. Yeah. You know, there's a work rate and a team ethic that I used to hate PSG because of, you know, spending on the big dogs. It was just now. I've got so much time and respect for them, the way they set up, the way they Luis Enrique, mate. Yeah, wowzers. And but that Barcelona side, I felt at times overplayed. This team don't. This team will hurt you, and they can hurt you in so many different ways. They can hurt you out wide. They can hurt you down the middle. They press. They force mistakes out of you. Yeah. They can catch you on the counter attack. Honestly, it's almost the complete team. And, you know, we'll see what happens at the weekend when Chelsea play. But I would like to think that my boys put up a better fight than Real Madrid did tonight. Because that's worrying. I know Xabi Alonso's only been there 38 days or whatever it was, but that performance, mate, that was nowhere near good enough, nowhere near it. But PSG, well,
great side. I mean, look, Chelsea got to play them. I actually think, and this might sound a bit stupid, I actually think you're giving more of a game than Real Madrid.
I hope we do. I'll be if we come off the field at half time and we're 3-0 down and we put in because they weren't laying a glove on PSG.
Couldn't get near him.
Couldn't get near him, but didn't want to get near him. No closing down. The work rate from times from Mbappe, mate. Honestly, I mean, look, they couldn't get near the ball, but there has to be a point in the game say, this can't carry on. They just passed the ball around the back through the middle of the park, playing little triangles. I mean, the midfield three, they just rotate, and you don't know where they are. Yeah, I'd hope to think
probably the best team I've watched
Yeah, in a long time.
In a long time, right?
Yeah,
you know, do you feel like we need these teams back?
Yeah,
you need these. Like, I want to see football like that again.
Yeah,
because that is what I think what football used to be.
Well, a little bit like when Man United under Sir Alex, like the 4-4-2, the wingers. They have the wingers out there.
Yeah,
go and run him. Giggs on one side, you know, the Beck or whoever was on there.
Yeah.
Go and take the game to them. And Man United, in some games in the Champions League, will blow teams out the water at Old Trafford. The game be over after 25,
Liverpool had that with Klopp a little bit
more energy, but
they, you know, that was
they had the wing backs,
you know, and they would play that kind of that style of football, but no team plays that anymore. No one plays like that no more. But I know you've got to have the players to do it.
In possession, Jay, you're right, but out of possession, they work their tail off to get that ball back, whether it be high up the pitch. If you do manage to get in behind them, you watch them scamper, sprint back to get goal side. And, you know, if you get half a chance to get in behind them, you better take it because the midfield three will drop in, the wide men drop in. Yeah, he's got them. It's almost the perfect team right now, I'd say. Yeah,
it really is. You want to have your say on that performance tonight and give us a call. When was the last time you've seen a team play like that? 03717 22 33 But we are going to do a bit of fun. Craziest moments in football, Jace, because 19 years ago today, Zinedine Zidane headbutted Materazzi in a World Cup final, got sent off.
Yes.
And you made a really good point. It was the fourth official that sent him off, wasn't it?
Well, yeah, that wasn't... They looked at it. The referee missed it because this was the Materazzi and the Zidane incident happened off the ball.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
Right? And as far as we're aware, the linesman didn't see it, and I think they traced it back to the fourth official. And back then, the fourth official didn't have the power they do today. So he got sent off. No one, I don't think everyone's ever come and admitted it, but apparently, because the referee just turned around and saw Materazzi headbutt in his chest.
Yeah, I know. It was mental.
Took him down, didn't he?
It did take him down. It was the most ridiculous thing.
It was one of the most ridiculous.
It's probably the most ridiculous thing I've seen in a
World Cup final as well.
I know. And then they missed it, and then they lost on penalties, and he won a penalty taker.
Yeah, that's right.
But they didn't care. They loved him.
Yeah, not that he didn't. Yeah, not that they didn't love him before, but yeah, an insane decision from him. And
you ever had any crazy moments on a football pitch? I mean, probably when you started.
Not like that. They're not that. You know, the size of the game made it even more unbelievable, didn't it? Because it was the World Cup final.
Yeah,
he's headbutted someone in the chest in the World Cup final. That's remarkable.
Yeah,
there's
a few out
someone
there,
of his quality though and experience. Wasn't it? I think he said something about his family.
Apparently, yeah. I mean, we don't know.
You've got to say something pretty bad for him to do that.
Yeah, I think he said something. Yeah, I mean, but still,
the red mist just.
I know, but still, keep it cool. We're in the World Cup final.
What about Cantona, mate?
Yeah,
that's another one.
Cantona's most outrageous
in English football. That is, I can't think of a crazier situation. Can you?
No. I mean, there've been so many crazy moments, right? There's so many. Not even, like Suarez. When he bit Ivanovic, right?
He did it in the World Cup as well. Chiellini, wasn't it? Was it Chiellini he bit?
Yeah, he's done it. Yeah, he done it twice, didn't he? Yeah. He got the beach ball moment from our man Darren Bent.
Yeah.
Who's just been here. You know, it's crazy moments. Give us a call. I mean, it might not be Premier League. It could be anything. It could be on over the park. I remember I turned up Billericay once, one of my first games as manager, and the owner just left, and I was just walking in, thinking, right, first game as gaffer. Let's I want to play a decent style of football, get the ball down, play. We're at home, decent crowd. Turned up, gates had been filled in, and the pitch had been turmoiled from. They just drove like cars all over it, turned it into like a donkey derby. The football pitch.
Who did? What? Some
randoms, yeah. Some vandalism. My first game. So I'm walking.
Excuse the first touch.
I'm like, don't know if we're going to be playing decent football on this, lads. Stick it in behind.
Yeah.
So there's been so many crazy moments. Give us a call, 03717 22 33 Yeah, you're listening to the record-breaking sports bar on talkSPORT. Myself, Jamie O'Hara, and Jason Cundy. Still to come, we're asking whether West Ham fans are fuming after it looks like they've sold one of their best players to Spurs. 03717 223344. But first, French legend Zinedine Zidane was sent off for a headbutt in a World Cup final on this day in 2006.
Well, there's Zinedine Zidane. Oh, and he's just headed Materazzi in the middle of the chest, and it is a red card for Zidane. Although the referee didn't see it, his attention has been brought to it by the other officials on the touchline. Zidane is off in his final game, and that is the end of his career.
Yeah, we're asking calls for the craziest moments in football that you've ever witnessed. Doesn't have to be Premier League or international. It can be anything. Sunday League. 03717 223344. Let's go to John. He's a Spurs fan. Stokesy. Right, Stokesy?
Hey, boys, how are ya?
I'm right, matey. How are you?
Yep, fine, thank you, fine. 1987, I think I've mentioned the manner before, boys. You know, when we went Germany and our mate Colin Davis got sent off in 5 seconds.
Yeah.
Straight from the kick-off, and it's not actually that. I can't even think of the game we played, South West Essex League at home. Dennis, our manager, I'll say this when we merged from Montford Royals, our manager, God love him, had a glass eye. And at the end of the game, the glass eye fell out, God love him, and we spent about half hour, 45 minutes, us and the other team, remember the old days, 1987, the pitches were mud and filth, looking for his eye. And one of the other teams going to the changing rooms even helped in and joined in.
Did you find it?
Yeah, he found it eventually. Do you know what? I think it was someone from another team. It wasn't one of our lot, and it wasn't even one of their lot either.
Imagine if you trod on it.
Yeah. Come on,
It's just so thick, deep. So that's one of the craziest things.
Did you not feel it come out?
I don't know. All I just remember, we were going back, and everyone was going, "What's going on? What's going on over there?" And we've all turned round, and they said Dennis's eyes come out. So,
poor old Dan.
Well, you found it.
He's got his eye missing.
Yeah, so he got it. So that was that. I could say a few other stories, but then
maybe keep them to yourself.
Yeah.
Keep them to yourself, Stokesy.
Boys, friend, you know when my phone was playing up the Europa League, Champions League?
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, is it only me who heard it? Because I went to school in East London, Essex, so my French wasn't that great. I'm sure the PSG player said afterwards the reason we wanted to win it this year was because Tottenham are back in the Champions League next year. Did I hear that right?
Well, I think PSG really want to play against Spurs, don't they, on the 13th in the UEFA Super Cup? Yeah, so it's
boys, next year the final. Do you remember I said to you, Penthouse Suite? Last year in Bilbao. Next year, boys, Champions League final, Budapest.
Yeah, okay.
Tottenham, Chelsea.
I doubt it. Stokesy, top man, mate. Thanks for calling. Let's go to Luke, who's an Arsenal fan. All right, Luke.
All right, mate.
All right, Lukey, you all right?
Oh.
I'm not too bad, buddy. And yourself, and Jeez?
Not bad,
all right,
Lucas,
mate. I'm all right, mate. We're all right.
What's going on? What's occurring?
Not a lot. Just on the way home from work.
All right. Okay. Where you been? What do you do for a living?
Just a courier driver. I collect in veterinary samples.
Who samples?
Veterinary.
Oh, okay.
Veterinary samples.
All right, okay. All right.
VPG, if anyone needs any samples collecting.
Okay. Have you got a story for us, Luke?
I have, yeah. Used to play a bit of football on a weekend, just local level.
Yeah.
Got sent off and took the cards off the ref and ripped them up as I was walking off the pitch. It's not a very proud moment. But,
what, Sunday League?
Story. Saturday League. Yeah, District League.
Did you deserve to go?
I probably didn't, to be fair, yeah. So, yeah.
Well, what did you do to get sent off on a Saturday game? Luke, he can't hear you.
We're never going to find out.
No, we're not going to find out.
Find out.
No. Is he? Yeah. Is he gone? Luke? No, he's gone. Sorry, no, we lost you, mate. Your reception, he's driving around with
Get back to picking up samples.
All them samples, yeah. Can't rip the Reds card.
No,
can you?
No, you can't. But I mean, it sounds like he deserved it. For the ref to have both in his hand sounds like it was the second yellow, doesn't it? Yeah. Do you know what I mean? The ref's called out both and he's grabbed both.
I've got a story with my dad, but I don't know if I can tell it. Maybe I'll get him to phone up.
Have a think about it over the break.
Yeah, I'll think about it because it's a good story.
When everyone says that, I don't know whether I can. It probably means you shouldn't.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I might get him in trouble.
Just run it past me.
Yeah, I'll run it past you in the break, see if I can get away with it. But yeah, my dad would be ashamed if I told this story, but he's quite funny. Have we got Mike? Can we go to Mike? Is Mike there? Oh, Ian. All right, Ian.
Hiya, Jay. You all right?
How are you, Ian? You good?
Yeah, not so bad. Yourself?
Yeah, we're good, matey. We're good. You got a story for us? Craziest moment on a football pitch?
Yeah, firstly, I just want to say thanks for all the support that you guys did last week as a huge Liverpool fan.
Mm-hmm.
It means a lot to us that, talkSPORT did something like that. And it means a lot because I actually went to Anfield yesterday and it was still quite surreal.
Yeah, I can imagine. It's going to be tough.
On a lighter note, I used to play Sunday League football in Southport. If you've ever been to sunny Southport, I don't know if you guys...
I have, but...
Have you?
Yeah, I don't... Graham Stewart used to live near there when he was at Everton. So the footballers just live around there. So, certainly come from there, Liverpool.
Yeah, all the footballers live in the Wirral, didn't they? Is it the Wirral's the nice...
No, some players live on by Southport, some live in Formby as well.
Formby, yeah, that's it, yeah.
So, but my funny
I don't think it was sunny the day I was there.
No, it isn't sunny today, G. It is really sunny. So when I was playing Sunday League football, a dog actually ran on the pitch and pinched the ball. And
I mean, there must be all sorts going on a Sunday,
well, yeah.
How did it pinch it? Sorry. How big was this dog?
It wasn't that big. It was quite small, and he just let loose on the lead and then nicked the ball in the park.
What, with his nose? He ran off with it, or was it in his teeth?
Yeah, basically, yeah.
In his teeth? He just ran off with it? I mean, some of these dogs, man, they've got some decent dribbling ability.
They have, yeah. I've seen them, mate.
Yeah, the little whippersnappers.
And then I played a little bit. I played in Tenerife in Spain in like a holiday. I used to be a holiday entertainer.
Yeah.
So I used to play.
Hold on, you was a holiday entertainer. What did you do?
Yeah. I was a Ponton's blue coat.
What?
It's a blue coat.
A blue coat entertainer.
Right.
Holiday entertainer.
So they're part. Yeah. So
like in the old all-inclusive 2 stars, one of them.
No, like a singer entertainer. So I was a holiday entertainer. So I was a singer in Tenerife.
Right. Okay.
So we played in Tenerife, and a fella decided to play, but he ended up getting knocked out by a Spanish person.
What?
What, they had a row?
Yeah, they had a row on the pitch. Yeah.
Do you know what, Jay? Right, that's just reminded me. When I first went away, I went to Magaluf. I went away with another lad who was AP at Chelsea.
You went
Jason
to
Cundy, right? First holiday away with the lads, right?
Okay.
Anyway, we played. We managed to get a team of us playing the waiters.
What?
Right? It was on a cinder pitch. Right?
What pitch?
Cinder, like that kind of gravel, like a little bit like a clay court tennis.
I know what you mean.
Like
I know what you mean.
That sort of thing,
yeah,
right?
I know what you mean.
So no grass.
Yeah.
At all, right? No grass. I'm playing centre, and they had this tasty left back, right?
It was a waiter.
Right? No, but you could see he'd played.
Yeah.
Right? He played. But he was one of these left backs that liked to dig a little bit as well.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
In the end, I've had to go through him, mate. I've had to go. He's gone down the left-hand side thinking he's Billy Big Joe, and I've had to go through him. And the thing that, because we Skins v T-shirts, right? And he's gone over. They had Skins and all his back.
You horrible man.
I know, but he was only little, so I didn't mind.
So you've done the waiter.
Yeah, he was getting a bit too lippy, mate. There must be some stories, right?
Hold on.
There must be some
How
stories.
do you even get a story? Like, how does that even happen? In Magaluf?
Yeah.
And you're on holiday with your mates, you end up having a football match against the waiters.
Against the people that worked at the hotel.
Yeah.
And the lads that were there, all English lads, right?
Yeah.
Some could play a bit, some couldn't.
Yeah.
But their left back, mate, he was good.
He was good.
Overlapping runs, had lungs.
you put him in the wall.
Yeah, because he kept kicking people. And I'm watching him go, come on, mate, it's a bit of fun. Next thing, the ball's there, he won. All his back. There must be some stories out there, right? There must be of playing football abroad.
Yeah,
There must be as young kids playing he played the workers, right? They were at the hotel, and a lot of them are waiters. Right?
A lot of them are decent as well.
Left back.
A lot of these, like, you go and play in Spain, you have a kick about and all that, and you're like...
It was good enough for me to think he must have gone through the system somehow.
Right.
He was that level.
So, yeah.
You know,
he was a waiter in Magaluf.
I know. He obviously didn't make it.
Yeah, you're horrible. Horrible man. He's just trying to have a kick about.
No, but he was...
Funny against some pros.
He deserved it.
He did. Was you playing for Chelsea then?
Yeah, I was only 18.
Yeah, you're a professional footballer.
I was only 17. I'd have been 17. But he was kicking everyone, mate, and going down, holding, giving it all the histrionics and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Has
he done him?
Some of that.
Horrible man. Horrible man.
Pull back.
Oh dear. Let's go to Wayne. He's an Arsenal fan, right, Wayne?
Right, Wayne.
Hello, boys. You all right?
Yeah, I'm all right, Wayne. You all right?
You ever played abroad?
Yeah, good.
Ever done that, Wayne, as a young kid? You ever play football abroad when you're on holiday?
Yeah. Played on the beach a few times.
Yeah.
Not any good, but played.
Yeah.
Go on then, Wayne.
You can't talk crazy stories and not bring up Delia Smith.
Oh, yes. A great one. We've got that, by the way.
Ya.
We'll have that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was...
I couldn't... I was watching the game. I couldn't believe it. It was crazy.
Yeah, that was...
Let's be having you.
That was at half-time, I think.
Yeah.
Was it half-time?
I think it was half-time.
Yeah,
she
very
come
drunk,
down...
weren't she?
Was she drunk?
Oh, I don't know. Was she?
Yeah,
She
was
may have had a couple
drunk.
of sherries, Wayne.
Yeah, got on the microphone at half-time.
Hey, play it out.
Come on,
That's it.
Iconic
It's
moment.
iconic, yeah.
It's iconic.
Yes,
Let's
it
be
is.
having you.
Yeah.
It is iconic. Come on. What was the score? You remember what the score was after?
I can't remember. All I know is they were losing badly at half time, and she grabbed hold of it. She come down on the pitch and grabbed the mic off the entertainer bloke.
Do you know what? If any Norwich fans
was hilarious.
or can tell us what the game was.
They lost 3-2, apparently. Against Man City.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, so it must have been a big game.
What's the score? What was the score at half time?
They're losing 2-0 at half time.
Were they? She's had enough.
She's had enough.
She's sunk 3 bottles of plonk and she's had enough.
Yeah, I mean, 3-2. She actually come down and worked a bit. Yeah, honestly. You know when Harry Howe's bad, do you know what I mean? He just starts pressing buttons out there. It's embarrassing.
No, that Delia Smith one is...
That's up there.
That is up there.
That is up there. Definitely up there.
Good call, Wayne.
Wayne, top man, mate.
All right, boys.
All right, thanks for your call. You're going to keep them coming in. You were asking for your craziest moments. 03 717 22 3344. You're listening to the Sports Bar on talkSPORT. Me, Jamie O'Hara and Jason Cundy. We're going to be discussing West Ham winger Kudus, who is set to sign for Spurs for 55 million. West Ham fans, how do you feel about that? We're selling one of your best players to your rivals. 03717 223344. Taking more calls, though, on the craziest thing you've seen on a football pitch. Zinedine Zidane headbutted Materazzi on this day in the World Cup final 19 years ago. 03717 223344. And Cundy, we was just discussing about playing football abroad. Great story of you in Magaluf, is it? In Magaluf. So if you've got any football stories from being abroad and playing a kickabout and getting yourselves in trouble, I was just telling Jace, I remember I went to the Maldives on my honeymoon with the ex-wife, and disaster from start to finish, as you can imagine. And we're in the Maldives, we're in the Anantara, beautiful it was. Had a water villa, I was sitting there, a couple of shandies, living a dream. They got wind that I was a professional footballer. So they come and ask me.
So you're still playing at this time? So.
Yeah. I'm at Wolves. I'm playing. So I'm in the Premier League. Right. So they've rocked up. And it's the off season. So they've come up to me. The general managers come up and say, "Oh, Jamie, we hear you play for Wolves. We want to put a game on. They got a proper football pitch.
Yeah, they do
in the middle of the island, right? Yeah. We're going to put a proper game on. Guys are going to come over from the other islands, from the other hotels. We'll do a big match. Can you play and get involved?" And I went, "Yeah, you know what, guys? I'll get involved, no problem. I'll play for you." And they're like, "Brilliant, can't wait for it. We're going to get another team, and you play for the Anantara team, and we'll put everyone together." And I was like, "All right, come in." So got it all together. There's fans, there's people, everyone's turned up.
Selling tickets?
Yeah, like this is a proper event right now. They've put on. Yeah, in the middle of the Maldives. I swear, this is no joke, right? Kick off, referee go, plays it back to me. I get it and go, you know what? I'm just going to hit one. I'm going to fizz one out to the left. See this little darty winger out there. Yeah. I'll fizz it out to Paul McGroin.
Jay.
First kick. Done. Groin gone.
So how many days into your honeymoon did your groin go? 3 days. Oh, mate, that must have ruined everything.
Honestly, I was absolutely
What about when you went back to Wolves? Did you still have it?
No, when I went back to Wolves, I had to tell them.
Yeah, of course.
I had to tell them. I said I had a kickabout in the Maldives and Paul McGroin.
Jay.
They were fuming, fuming.
Yeah.
So that's a stinker.
Bit of ice in there?
Bit of ice, mate. A few massages.
Yeah.
I was in the right place.
Yes, of course. Honeymoon as well.
Let's go to Mikey. He's a Liverpool fan. All right, mate.
Hi, Jamie. Hi, Jay.
All right, Mikey.
Yeah, all right, mate. How are you?
Yeah, very good, thanks. Thanks for the show. Keeps me sane while I'm working at night.
Thank you, mate. Thanks, you.
Mikey.
Go on, what you got for a Scott story?
Yeah, so I didn't witness it, but it's too good not to share. So there's a Sunday League match going on in howling, horrible weather, one of these big parks where there's about 15 pitches and so on.
Not Acme Marshes.
But there's only one game going on, and this crunching tackle comes in, and the lad's lying there with a broken leg. So they're waiting for the ambulance, and they think, well, we may as well carry on with the game. So they just took the nets down, took the corner flags, and moved it all over to the next pitch.
No, they didn't.
What, left him on the pitch?
Yeah, I left him in the middle of the next pitch.
Nah, that's poor. That's poor.
So what happens is the ambulance turns up, and they look at this guy lying about 20 yards away from the match with a broken leg, and they think, flipping heck, that must have been one hell of a tackle.
No, that's poor, that, from you lot. Was you in the team?
No. As I said in the beginning, I didn't witness it. It's just a story I know. It was too good not to share, but I could believe it.
So they're so desperate.
You can't do that.
Can't leave someone.
You can't leave him laying on the floor.
Pitches and leave the broken leg
just
lying
call
there.
the game off.
Well, we're not waiting for the ambulance. Come on, boys. Let's carry on with the game. Sooner we can get it over, sooner we can go for a pint.
But what about your teammates, right? You can't.
I'm never talking to him again.
You're not, are you?
No.
You're lying there when you're right. Someone probably put a coat round you so you don't freeze to death.
No, it's poor from the boys.
And they're kicking over.
No, that's poor. They can't happen.
How the team get on anyway?
I don't know, It's awful. It's a bit of a Southport night. I live in Southport.
Right.
But my pains, I'm a Tranmere fan, so...
All right.
But listen, boys, thanks for the show.
Right, Mikey.
Cheers, Mikey.
Really good to me. Take care.
Cheers,
Take care. Let's go to Chris. He's a Charlton fan. All right, Chris?
Hi, Jace. Hi, Jamie.
Hi,
how you doing?
All right, Chrissy. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks. Really enjoy the show, just say that. And the one I've got is Paolo Di Canio, Paul Alcock.
Oh, yeah, of course.
When he pushed him over.
When he pushed the ref?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's a bit of a predictable one, but I mean, I've got to
It's
say
not predictable at all.
the Di Canio one at Crystal Palace, that was something else, really,
At Crystal Palace?
What was that one?
What was Crystal Palace?
Not the Di Canio one.
Cantona
one. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
So there's the Paolo Di Canio one, right?
I think the referee makes a meal of it.
He's gone down too easy,
yeah,
mate.
he's gone down easy,
Do you know,
mate.
he gives ref a bad name, right? So they often moan about players going down, looking to get someone sent off.
Yeah.
Alcock's done exactly the same.
Who was it? Who's the ref?
Paul Alcock.
Was it? Yeah.
Mate,
He's soft.
Mate, he's taken about 7 steps back and thrown himself down.
Yeah, it was poor.
He's looking for a pen, Jay.
I don't know what he's looking for. Looking for the ref.
Fellas, I don't know if I've imagined it, but I'm sure there was like a comedy show or something on at that time that did a send-up of it.
Right.
Where he was rolling backwards and backwards and he rolls all the way out of the stadium and down the road and all that sort of shit, because he just sort of does, fly back, and then he must cover about 20 yards as he's falling back.
It wasn't great. Didn't Ian Wright do a goal celebration like that?
Oh, really?
Well,
mocking it?
I've got a funny feeling, Ian Wright.
It might, do you know what? It might be that I'm thinking of.
Someone
It
pushed him. He's kind of gone
He
down.
must have got. How many games did he get? He must have got a few games, right? He must have probably got a few games.
Yeah, he would have done. We'll find out.
Yeah. Chrissy, good shout, mate. Thanks for your call. Let's go to Tony. He's a Chelsea fan, right, Tone?
All right, Tone.
Right, fellas, how's it going?
Up the Chelsea, Tone.
How are you?
Up the Chelsea.
Up the Chelsea. I'm all good, mate. Yeah, I'm all good. So when I was playing, I was playing against this fella all game, giving each other a bit of needle, the usual thing. He's a striker, I'm a centre back.
Yeah.
And he's backing into me, and I've dropped my guts, and I've cupped it, and I put it in his face.
Who?
The striker. So he's pushing into me, and I've farted, I've dropped my guts, and I've cupped him in the face with it. And basically, I got a yellow card because the referee thought I grabbed his nose, so I got a yellow card. And then about a year later, I ended up playing on the same team as him, and he's still adamant. To this day, he's like, "How did you not get a red card for doing that?" He said, "Who even thinks about doing that?" I said, "Well, you was just too quick for me, mate." I said,
that's poor, mate. That's Tone. That's poor. You can't be doing that. You're getting cupped.
It wasn't my proudest moment, but he done the job. He went out on the
Done the job. Were you having a stinker, were you?
Oh, mate, I was. He was too quick for me, mate. He was pulling me everywhere.
All right, Tone, thanks for your call. Let's go to Dave. He's a Plymouth fan. All right, Dave.
Dave-o.
Hey, how you doing? All right?
I'm all right, Davey. How are you?
Green Army.
Yeah, great show as always.
Cheers, Dave.
Thank you, mate. Thank you.
Yeah, just a story from when I used to play in the Northern Premier League for Wakes Uptown FC. We were playing Lincoln United away one Tuesday night, winter's night, right at the side of the River Trent. Yeah. After about 15-20 minutes, the mist came in off the Trent, and 25 minutes, half an hour, the referee decides to abandon the game because it was like pea soup. You couldn't see 5 yards in front of you.
Right.
So we've all gone off the field. All got showered, changed. You know what? You go and grab a few beers for the bus on the way home. Yeah. Manager's gone, where's Jamie? Obviously, we're missing one player.
No.
The goalkeeper's still on the pitch.
He can't see the game's been called off.
No. So the physio's gone onto the field to get him, pulled him in. He says, I thought we were doing really well because obviously I had nothing to do. He didn't realise the game had been abandoned for 20 minutes.
Jeez.
And that's a true story. It actually made the Daily Star newspaper.
Of course it did. Daily Star.
Goalkeepers think, we're playing well. We've seen them all 20 minutes.
Daily Star.
That is brilliant.
You know the goalkeepers aren't the brightest people, are they?
Different breed keepers, aren't they? Different breed.
Well, thanks very much for getting me on the show. I've been trying to get
Cheers, Dave.
No worries, Dave. Good call, mate.
Cheers, matey.
Good call.
Cheers,
top man, Dave. Let's go to Gordon. He's a Burnley fan. Right, Gordon?
You all right, mate?
Right,
enjoying the show, guys. Sorry?
How are you? Good?
I'm all good. Just driving home from a charity golf day.
Oh,
so
how'd you do? Any good?
No, I'm crap.
I won a golf day today, just letting everyone know.
No, you didn't.
I did. I won the Porsche golf day.
Why haven't you told me about it?
Porsche golf
You
cup.
haven't mentioned it, Jason, since you come in.
You know. Yeah.
That's all I've heard. That's all I've heard.
So very lucky, actually, because I got invited to play in the golf day, because everyone gets invited to play in them if you buy a Porsche.
Yeah, go on.
What they didn't know was that it was my missus who bought the Porsche.
Yeah, and you end up playing in the golf day.
And I played in the golf day and won.
You won it.
Yeah, and now I get a trip to Loch Lomond. Lovely jubbly. It's not even my car.
Well, listen, you're a good golf player, matey. You got yourself a nice little trip up to Loch Lomond?
Yeah. Fancy it? A few beers?
Mate, drive the buggy.
You drive the buggy.
Drive the Porsche.
Number 4.
Gold, what story you got for us? Come on.
Go, Gold.
I'm ex-military, and we went up to Derby, which was the town we were affiliated with, and we were up for a charity weekend. I'd cycled up from Plymouth to Derby, and then on a Sunday I was due to run a half marathon. But on the Saturday, we were playing against a police football team. And we got to the pitch, and they all turned up. The coach turned up, police, Derbyshire FC, and all this police coach and what have you. They had all the tracksuits and all the gear on, and we turned up in our clothes from the night before. got changed into a kit and started playing. By the half time, we were 9-0 down.
9-0.
Whenever 9-0 down by half time, but there was a reason for that. We were slightly handicapped. If one of the players went down injured, their coach came on with the magic sponge and the buckets and all that sort of stuff. Our coach would come on with a can of beer and a packet of fags. So by the time we got to half time, we were all too drunk to carry on playing.
It's glad to see you took it seriously.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, by the end of the second half, they realised that we weren't there taking it seriously and nobody knew what had happened.
Haven't they? They've actually got quite a good team, the police team. Met Police, right?
Yeah.
I think I've played against them.
They were really good.
Yeah.
My first recollection of a proper game of football on the TV that really stands in my mind, I'm sure it was Billy Bremner and Kevin Keegan taking the shirts off and having a right old punch-up in the middle of the pitch. The referee took them to the side, gave them a telling off, they put the shirts on and carried on playing.
Right, okay. Yeah. That wasn't the Community Shield, was it? I think there was a bit of a punch-up.
I think it might have been. Yeah.
Gold, good call, mate. Thank you. Top man. Let's go to Graham. Can we get Graham? Oh, Mickey. All right, Mick.
Oi.
How are you, Mick? You good?
Yeah, never been more alive, lads.
Oh, brilliant. That's nice and positive.
Good work. Glad to hear it.
Yeah, that's what we like to hear.
Before I give you my little vignette, can I just say one sentence to Jason?
Go on, matey.
Because I'm a long-time listener. I tell you what, still I say every day when I'm in the booze with my mates, I'll have the calamari.
Oh, yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah. What? I've forgotten about that.
What? What's this?
Must be 20-odd years
Yes,
ago.
it
Every
was.
night I'll have the calamari.
I tell you what it was. It was Al that used to work on the front desk at the old talkSPORT Towers. He was security.
That's right.
I'll have the calamari. That's what he used to say. I'll have the calamari.
Still makes me chuckle, mate.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, good work, Mickey. What do you want to say, bud?
Well, it was about mad things that have happened abroad playing football.
Yeah.
I was an half decent amateur football. You know, played 500 games in the Kent League and that.
All right.
And
who's counting?
One summer, I fell in love with a Zimbabwean girl.
Right.
Okay.
So I found myself over in Zimbabwe for a year. Joined the local football team, Borrowdale Rangers, just outside Harare. And it was a cracking season. Saturday afternoon football. Yeah. You know what I mean? About 500 there with the old classic string round the field. It was pucker.
Yeah.
I was the only white guy. Not that makes any difference.
No.
And I could only sort of understand about a quarter of what my teammates were saying. But they put up with me because I could nick a goal. You know what I mean?
It's amazing what you put up with. Someone can nick a goal.
I didn't have much at all in my locker, but you know what I mean? Right, he used to say, if you're sprinkled with gold dust, I could always nick a goal wherever I played.
Right, yeah. Okay.
So get to the point of the story. We're playing this side, and their keeper was having a blinder. And I think it was 0-0. And there was a bit of a kerfuffle going on. You know what I mean? Voices started getting a bit raised. Couldn't understand half of what they were saying.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, the referee blows up, match abandoned.
Right.
Big old fisticuffs and all that. And I swear blind, I'm telling you the truth, when it was relayed to me back in the changing room, our side accused their goalkeeper of wearing a magic hat.
A magic hat?
They called it a magic hat.
What do you mean?
Juju. It was everything.
Sorry, they accused him of cheating. Is that what it is? They've accused him of cheating?
Yeah.
Well, not cheating. They believe in magic.
Right.
You know what I mean? And they were adamant, my side, that this fella was wearing a magic hat. going on here?
Yeah.
And I swear down, the game was called off due to keeper refusing to take off his magic hat.
Fair enough.
Fair enough.
All right. Let's go to Miles. He's a Tottenham fan. Miles?
All right, Miles.
How you doing, lads? You all right?
All right, mate. How are you?
Miles.
Oh, not bad. Wait till you hear this. Jamie, love you. I'm a Spurs fan.
Thank you, mate.
And we're going to come. Listen to this. We're coming second this year. Telling you now.
Second?
Second bottom. Get him off. You can't say that.
Yeah.
It's just terrible stuff, mate.
Let's go to Dell. Can we go to... Oh, no, we can't go to Dell. All right, let's wait a minute. I mean, so many good stories, though, isn't there?
There are, but do you know what? It's kind of morphed into that, like playing football abroad, right? We've all done it. In our younger days, we've all gone out there, loads of mates, and that was the thing that happened in Magaluf. We made friends with a load of other English lads, similar age.
Yeah,
could play a little bit, and then of course this little left back started giving it. Good player.
Good player.
He was
good player.
You could tell, right?
Yeah.
You can't go around giving it all that. Looking for cheap free kicks. Trying to, all that sort, all of the...
I think I just would have loved to be with you in Magaluf when you was 18.
Yeah.
I mean, what a time. I bet you had a right good time.
Yeah, I mean, even better when I was 19 and 20.
All right, keep your calls coming in. If you want to carry on talking about some of the classic crazy moments, you can. We've got Troy Deeney live from New York coming up next. You're listening to the Sports Bar.
Cricket balls are red, baseballs are white, American footballs are brown, and tennis balls are yellow. We don't even think about it really, but the story behind the tennis ball is actually quite interesting, and even involves Sir David Attenborough. I know. Well, here's the tale. Tennis is widely known to be a French sport. It dates back to the 12th century when people used handmade balls, and it was then called tennis, which is the verb to hold in French. And people used some pretty wacky material to make the balls with: cork, wool, chalk, animal fur, and even human hair. A few centuries on, Germany got dead into the tennis too, but wanted to make a few modifications to the ball to make it a bit more effective. Around this time, an American chemist had just created something called vulcanized rubber. Out of that, people started developing air-filled rubber balls, which were properly bouncy, but either red or grey in colour. These were manufactured in Melton Mowbray. That's right, the home of the pork pie. One problem, the balls kept on breaking on impacts with the racket. The call of new balls please seemingly coming over every other point. Step forward English lawyer and tennis enthusiast John Moyer Heathcote, who suggested balls be covered in flannel to stop them from degrading. And thus the modern-day tennis ball was born. But these were white or black, so how did they become yellow? Well, in 1967, the controller of BBC Two, one Sir David Attenborough, decided the corporation should show Wimbledon on colour TV. He got his wish and it was wide into people's homes across the country. The only sticking point, the white balls were nearly impossible to see on the screen. So the International Tennis Federation, sensing an opportunity, started developing a new ball that would be visible even without the need for 4K LED displays. Not that anyone had that in the late 60s. After rigorous testing, they came up with the colour Optic Yellow and decided every ball be coated in that colour from there on in. And there you have it. Tennis balls are yellow, all because Sir David Attenborough wanted to watch Wimbledon from the comfort of his own front room. You could say the ITF aced it.
Good evening and welcome to the Sports Bar on talkSPORT. I'm Jamie O'Hara and I'm joined by Jason Cundy. We're going to do a midnight trivia tonight. Help us out, 03 717 22 3344. But before that, the Lionesses bounced back today. A huge win over the Netherlands. Here's how it all sounded on talkSPORT.
The message to the Lionesses is simple. Just win. England against the Netherlands.
James on the edge of the area onto the left foot. Oh, yes! That's a majestic goal from England's Lauren James. That is absolutely glorious. And this is England.
Drops towards Russo on the edge of the tee.
And then the snapshot is in for two. It's a bullet into the back of the net from Georgia Stanway. Great ball back to Russo. And Toon hits it left-footed blocked. James steers it in. England have a third, and that'll surely do it.
They've battered them. They've absolutely battered them.
Toon left-footed shot. It's four. What a performance from England. Epic. In Zurich.
4-0. It could have been 8 or 9-0.
In Serena, we trust. Must win it was. Must win England have. And emphatically so. England 4, Netherlands 0.
Yeah, the Lionesses beat the Netherlands 4-0 in the Women's Euros earlier today. England boss Serena Wiegman spoke to the media after the game, said that she was pleased with how her players handled the occasion.
I'm really happy with the performance, and especially because it shows what the team is about. Bounce back from France, very hard game, and a loss, and then you have to win this game to stay in the competition, and we have not been in this situation before. So we reviewed France, we had conversations with the team, and you could tell in training that they really came together and tried to and wanted to do really a lot better than France.
Yeah, massive win for them, and hopefully they can make it through and build on that. Let's go speak to Troy Deeney now. He's joining us live from New York. All right, Troy?
Troy.
What's happening, the chaps?
Look at him. He's looking fresh.
Straight off a catwalk.
Bit of Christian Dior on. He's living the dream, isn't he, the boy?
Well, you know, mate.
You having a jolly up out there?
Just for you, Jay. Just for you. How you doing, mate? Yeah, absolutely I am. And I'm being paid for it as well.
Troy, look, you've been out there. Just on the game tonight, I mean, how good are this PSG side?
Oh. Mate, it's genuinely men v boys at times. It was embarrassing. Again, Real Madrid, obviously a great team. We all know that individual quality. But I just think we've just witnessed a team that's going to change the way that all football teams play for the next 10 years.
Yeah.
All together, back to front, everyone's great. The wide players, mate, they're graft, but they've got quality. Dembele's fantastic. There's not a weakness in that team. And you look at Real Madrid on the opposite end of the spectrum, wonderful players, but so much work for Xabi Alonso to get through.
Troy, you're absolutely right. I described them as a complete team at the moment. And here's the thing. They work hard with the ball, and they work hard, or even harder, without the ball. And then they've got the quality, and you know, he's got this work ethic at the moment, Luis Enrique, that's got them working. Every single player, they've bought into this. But when they go out in those wide areas, the fullbacks push on. They've got Kvaratskhelia on one side, you've got Doué, and you've got Barcola coming on. Wherever you look, and Vitinha in the middle of the park, they've got everything. They are, for me, the most complete team I've seen in a very long time.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, it's really interesting, isn't it? Because we grew up watching, obviously, the Galacticos, and you see Real Madrid still trying to have a mimic of that now with Mbappe, Vinicius, Jude. They've got some really talented players. But when it comes to it now, in the way the game's played, you need to attack as a team, as defend as a team. Things that we've heard our whole lives, more or less. But now it's become a team game where it's like the superstar does what he wants. Liverpool, you see it, they let Salah do what he wants because he's so good and the rest fit around him. This PSG team, every single person, to a man, whether you're on the bench or starting, absolutely buys into what Luis Enrique does. And you've got the best coach in world football as well. It's not a bad little setup they've got.
No, they've got it right, that's for sure. Look, looking ahead to Sunday a bit, Troy, Chelsea, they've had an easy run, haven't they? Let's be honest. Do you know what I mean? It's like been a bit like the old Conference Cup for them lot, isn't it? Making their way through. They ain't really played anyone special. They got to come up against the best team in the world. Do you think they've got any chance?
Based on what I've seen over these two games, it's got to be on whether Caicedo is fit. If Caicedo's fit, they have a chance, mate. And I'm talking a puncher's chance. The rest of it's just different levels. I like Chelsea. I like this young team that they're building. I've given Maresca stick over the time, but I actually think he's handled himself really well. But when you look at this now, that's just a complete different level. And this is probably why Maresca's talking so much about not being able to compete in the Prem and probably won't be able to compete in the Champions League, because this is the ultimate team that they're coming up against, mate. And if Caicedo's not fit in the middle of the park, then they'll get run through.
Yeah, I'm inclined to agree with you. The thing about this PSG side is they can hurt you in so many different ways. You know, we saw a few times tonight the counter-attack. I mean, they are one of the quickest teams at the counter, but then they can go in the wide areas. You know, I just mentioned that the fullbacks, Mendes and Hakimi, they are almost like wingers at times. Then they can go through the middle with Vitinha. They've got so much. It's quite frightening to think that if they perform the way they do, I can't see how Chelsea are going to beat them. You know, there's a little bit of luck, you know, red card, all that sort of thing. You never know. But how do you beat this team, Troy? How do you think Maresca should set up?
You've got to do. You got to be able to be really good on a counter attack. So once you do win it back, go forward and go with intensity. Because as you say, they do work hard. I did want to touch on that as well, Cundy. Considering that these are like average age of 24. This PSG team, right? Yeah. They're not complaining about how tired they are, the heat. Yeah. They're still doing the hard yards, they're still working, and they're just in that vein of form at the moment where they don't care who they play. But I think just going back to Chelsea, young team, I don't think this is a game that can put the lap in. I really don't. I think you have to play with João, who can run across that back line and move the two centre-halves. Yeah. If you're looking at a tiny area of weakness, maybe the two older centre-halves are what you're looking at for PSG. But the rest of it is just young, fit, excellent quality. So it's going to be a real difficult game, but I think you've got to be able to counter-press, and then when you attack, just take your chances. Even if you finish the action and you put it out for a goal kick, don't let them counter-attack your counter-attack.
Troy, you played with João Pedro, right, at Watford. Did you... I mean, look, he's gone to Chelsea and hit the ground running.
Taught him everything he can do, mate. What do you think?
I mean, he's put in a couple of great performances already. Did you see that in him when he was at Watford?
Yeah, mate, absolutely. I think I was saying to a few of the guys here as well, because I had him on the phone last night because he was going to come and do a chat with us, but he got drug tested because they probably didn't believe he could do that as well as most people. But when you look at it, he's in this position, mate, that when he came in, 18 years old, he wanted to prove to everyone that he was physically strong. You know what it's like when you get lads come from a different country, coming to the British culture, they want to come and have a fight, they want to show you that they're good enough. He did that, tried to fight everybody, had to have a little word with him and be like, mate, leave that to the big boys, you're just really good, go and do that. And then he said to me, mate, remember a conversation with him and Aurelio Gomez, who you know as well as I do, had a little chat, and he said, mate, I want to be playing for Brazil in the World Cup. I want to be the number 9. And I'll never forget that, mate. He said that within a month of being there.
Wow.
Now you fast forward a few years, he's got the potential to be doing that for the World Cup here in the States. So
yeah.
I love everything he's doing. I like the steps he's taken. And now Chelsea have got a real player who's focused.
Yeah.
Mate, he was on the beach a week ago.
Yes, that's right.
Working on his own with a personal trainer.
Yeah. Do you know, he has given us something different. The Jackson Troy at times is hit and miss, and you know, I think he's down the pecking order now. You know, that's
being nice, fella.
Yeah, last year. Well, last year he had no competition, right? This year he's got Delap, and now he's got Jout as well. So he has to put his finger up. But just want to go back to Jout. What has he got to improve on? What parts of his game that you've seen develop over the time at Watford, going to Brighton, come to Chelsea? Do you think that will make him kick on to give him a great chance to be at the World Cup next year?
Yeah. Oh, it's a great question. I think his ruthlessness, I think he wanted to show everybody that he was a player at one point. You know, when they start going from a 9 to a 10 and linking and doing all... Going to get the ball where the centre midfielder should. He's come away from that, especially at Chelsea now. I think he feels he's got the players behind him and that he can trust himself. But the thing I'd like to see, he did it okay at it yesterday, but his link-up play's got to be better. And if they're going to do what they want to do, which is win against PSG, he has to look after the ball when it comes up to him horribly.
Yeah.
Stick your backside into someone, nick fouls, and look after the ball. But if you try the little flicks and stuff,
you've done that a couple of times, didn't he? And you think,
ran all over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've done it a couple of times, Jesse, and I thought at Chelsea you can't get away with that. You know, maybe you can get away with that at Brighton, you know, but you ain't gonna have it. Listen, Troy, you're out there. What's it been like? The atmosphere has it grabbed the attention? I know you boys are probably enjoying yourselves.
To be fair, the hotels are lovely. The restaurants are bang up to scratch as well.
Yeah, I bet.
But in terms of the football, yesterday it was. I thought it was a big game, and then I saw today, mate, and it was night and day. Yesterday, with about half an hour to go, there was a couple of fans trickling in, and you could still buy tickets on the day. Today, 2 hours before kick-off, thousands of fans running. They had to push the kick-off time back because there's still 5,000-6,000 fans outside trying to get in. So that's something they need to sort of improve for the World Cup in terms of travel and getting here. It is a bit of a nightmare with the old parking. $65 to park your car as well.
Wowzers. Okay.
Daylight robbery.
Troy, I just want to talk about Real Madrid as well.
Also as well, sorry, before I let you go, sorry, really quickly. From the Chelsea game was $370 more to go to the game today.
Yeah.
So to watch the semi-final yesterday was $370 less. It's costing people nearly 700 quid for a ticket today.
You don't watch a proper team, though, and no one cares about watching Chelsea, do they?
We'll see, won't we?
No one gives a monkeys.
You keep quiet, you. Listen, try. Well, I just want to talk about Real Madrid because they have sent, you know, as you mentioned there, the Galacticos. We've seen what they've done with Gareth Bale and moved on, and Benzema and Ronaldo. But they do look, and obviously are a bit of a crossroads. I was disappointed in them tonight. PSG never gave them a chance to play. But I thought they were pretty poor tonight, Real Madrid. They've got some serious work to do for next season.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. I do think they have to make a massive call. And this is going to sound like I'm trying to troll. I promise you I'm not. It's either Vinicius Junior or Mbappe. You can't have both, mate. You can't carry both of those superstars. They don't do enough work now pressing, and they definitely don't do enough work without the ball. But when they get it, they actually don't pass to each other. It's like who can take the most players on. Sometimes, mate, when you're watching it, it's like, you remember that big under-18s who played with the under-18-year-olds and just kept running through everyone?
He was the strongest.
He comes up against the men and they go, nah, not today, fella. That's what it looks like with these two. And I think they've got to real make a decision between one of those two, who they're going to put the flagship behind and then build a team around it. You can't carry both of them.
Yeah, it looks like they've got no cohesion, Real Madrid, today. Absolutely nothing. No. When they don't pass to each other, throwing their arms up in the air, they're getting yum with each other. Not PSG.
Reminds me a little bit of the old PSG, you know.
Yeah.
We saw good players, but not a unit, not working together. And you know,
Troy, you're out there with Joe Amflett, and he's going to probably try and get you out doing some gigs, and that he's going to be on it. Did he take his guitar and all that? He's going to be getting you to Nashville.
No, but I've had to pull rank it. I've had to get the old captain's armband out, and they're trying to get me down to the comedy clubs and all these shabby places to eat, mate. We're wearing Dior for a reason, do you know what I mean? We're going to go Nobu later and look after them.
Yeah, you know the deal. Troy, enjoy yourself,
Cheers,
mate.
Troy. Take care, bud.
Cheers, lads. See you soon.
Bye. Take it easy. Troy Deeney there. He's out there living the dream. We don't get them gigs, mate. What's going on here?
Do you know what the World Cup's coming up, Jay, next year? Right?
Any danger?
Let me tell you now, right? The sports bar next summer during the World Cup.
Yeah.
No chance of going. No chance.
Like, isn't there zero
Absolutely
chance?
zero chance,
Well,
mate. We'll be in here with the new studio upstairs that's getting done.
Record-breaking figures.
Jay,
everyone loves the show.
Jay,
mate, we don't go nowhere.
Jay, we're the
We
black
just sit
sheep
in
of the family.
bunker.
Mate. We're the one that everyone... Oh, don't talk about the sports bar. No, don't. No. Drive, breakfast, yeah.
Troy's out there.
No, mate.
Bentley,
Kick-off,
they go everywhere.
H&J.
And Brazil gets to go
Mate,
out.
the sports bar, no one cares
Honestly,
about
mate,
us,
it's a
mate.
shambles.
Hey, don't be that one there, mate.
We got to pull rank.
How are you going to do that?
Well, we need to make some calls. Need to make some calls here to the bosses.
Mate, there's nothing you can do.
O'Hara and Cundy at the World Cup.
Jay, let me tell you now, there is absolutely zero chance of that.
Don't even get invited to a race day. Do you know what I mean? Let alone a World Cup. Can't even get a ticket to Cheltenham.
Can't, mate.
I'm not a clown.
Couldn't even get a ticket to the party the other day, could we? No one told us. I had to tell you, apparently there's a talkSPORT party going on.
Honestly, it's a joke. It's a joke.
They love us. Yeah. They love us.
Yeah, they love us because we don't kick up a fuss. We just get on with it in this bunker. Just talking every night. All right, keep your calls coming in if you want to talk a bit of crazy moments in football. I want to hear from West Ham fans as well. It looks like you have sold one of your best players to Spurs. Can you believe that? 03717 22 3344.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a sports bar on talkSPORT. Myself, Jamie O'Hara, Jason Cundy, going to do back pages a little bit as soon as they're in. talkSPORT understands, though, Spurs have agreed a deal to sign Ghanaian winger Mohamed Kudus from West Ham for 55 million quid. Former Hammer striker Dean Ashton joined talkSPORT earlier today, gave his reaction to the transfer.
It's a strange one. I think I'd love to really know, first of all, what Graham Potter feels about it, because he is a terrific talent, and on his day I think he's unplayable at times. The way he can keep the ball, the way he can dribble, he's one of the best in the Premier League at that. His numbers have dropped significantly this season compared to his first season, which is a worry, and you worry about whether that is a mentality issue, an attitude issue, or whether the manager just feels like actually he wants to have a player in his squad that he can mould a little bit more to what he likes. But it's decent money. It just won't go down well when you're selling one of your best players to Tottenham if you're a West Ham supporter.
Yeah, it was Dean Ashton speaking earlier today. What do you make of the move?
Oh, good move for Spurs.
Yeah, it's a good
strange move. I totally agree with what Dean has said there. It maybe he feels he needs a fresh start. I'd love to know what the West Ham fans.
He's been at West Ham that long.
No, he hasn't. I mean, I saw him in the World Cup, mate, for Ghana. He was outstanding.
He was brilliant.
He was. Who is this kid?
Yeah.
It was that kind of reaction.
Yeah.
The only thing I will say at times, he does go missing out.
He does. That's my worry with him.
But when maybe it's another step up, another level. Now he's gone from West Ham to Spurs. The expectation level is again Champions League football.
Yeah.
Come on, this is the stage. You've worked your way up. This is where this. Now show us what you got. And we know what he's got, but he needs to do it every game. He can't. I just feel at times there's a little bit of a disappointment about him at times.
Yeah, and I agree. That's my concern with him.
There's a player in
there. No, he's a really good player, and he's got a huge amount of talent. He can play pretty much across a front three as well, right? He can play everywhere.
Travels, when he gets going, it's hard to stop, mate.
Yeah, I just worry. I think Thomas Frank's a good manager for him, because I think he'll get the best out of him and he'll push him, and he's at a big club, Champions League football, as you say. I just hope he doesn't become one of these players who's got a bit of a mentality. I think Dean's bang on with mentality issue. I've seen him last season. I think he got sent off against Tottenham.
No, he did.
He had a massive row, didn't he?
No, he slapped two in the face.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
He's got to deal with that. Pape Sarr, I think he gave him a kick in and a slap. So
right in front of the referee
right in front of the ref. So he's got... I just hope he don't become a player who's got a bit of an issue like that. He's got to come in and be a leader. He's got to come in and hit the ground running. A bit like João Pedro. You go... it's a good signing, but let's see what he does. And then you go, bang, actually, this boy's a good player.
What you got
let's go to GJ, Spurs fan. All right, GJ?
All right, GJ.
How you doing, boys? You all right?
Yeah, not bad,
matey. How are you?
Yeah, good. yeah, very good.
Happy with the signing, if it gets done?
Yeah, brilliant signing. I just wanted to correct something that was said earlier about, with Delia Smith, when she said, let's be Avenue, it wasn't against Man City, that was against Chelsea. And I remember that game well. I think Chelsea won it 3-1, and the Chelsea fans cracked me up, actually, because they did a brilliant chant after it, something about, we've got Abramovich, you've got a drunken...
Okay.
All right.
Yeah. But that was very good by the Chelsea fans. Back to Kudus. Yeah, brilliant signing. I think he'll be a great asset for us. I think one of the reasons why his level dropped off is because his best position, listening to West Ham fans on podcasts and that, they say his best position is right wing, and that's where Jared Bowen plays. But like you said about PSG being a throwback, I think Kudus is a bit of a throwback because, like the art of wing play and taking your man on, that's becoming less of an art these days, isn't it?
Yes, but there's, we've seen likes of Jack Grealish, who they cut inside, Saka. I mean, to be honest with you, Saka's one that can go both sides, Saka. He's brilliant on his left, obviously.
Yeah. But
when you're talking about running at fullbacks, I bring up Ryan Giggs, right, because he was the thing, gets the ball, first instincts, I'm going to attack my fullback.
Yeah.
And they tend not to do, and it's all about ball retention, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because
I don't think that's going to be the Thomas Frank team that I'm expecting to see is going to be, back to front, move the ball quick, get it out to wingers and go at you.
I think whether you had Mbuemo on that, right? And that clearly is the signing. It would appear that they wanted Mbuemo. He looks like he's going to United. It's there to shift their attention. Visser on the other side, right?
If we can get Visser, that'd be a great signing.
But with Kudus, I think he's had the most successful dribbles in the Premier League last season. But I tell you what, I'm absolutely loving the reaction of West Ham fans. They are absolutely livid. It's pure gold to watch.
I don't. You say that, right? And I don't know if they are. I've spoke to a few of them, and I don't know if they're that bothered. I'm not sure if they've enjoyed him. Like, look, West Ham were terrible last season, and I don't think he had a great season. And you paid decent money for him. You was expecting him to step up, and I don't think he was that great for him. He showed spells and glimpses of it. Listen, if they sold Jared Bowen, there'd be riots, right? That's, he's their best player. But I think Kudus, they'll be gutted. But I don't know if too many West Ham fans have been really annoyed about it.
Nah, mate, honestly, 55 million and the release clause is 85 million. But West Ham fans, they need to know their place in the hierarchy of London. You're just a North London feeder club. That's all you are. You're a small club, right? Tottenham are Champions League, Arsenal Champions League, Chelsea have won the Champions League twice. West Ham will never be Champions League. Never.
They had a European trophy a couple of seasons ago. They are. But the West Ham fans will look. Here's the thing. I think West Ham. We'll have to wait and see what happens to that money. Is Graham Potter going to be given a transfer kitty to build the squad and replace him? If it turns out that they're not going to invest the money or certainly help Potter with this squad, I think that's West Ham fans will have a right problem with this deal. Yeah. The fact that money's not gone back in and helped out the manager and made the squad stronger.
Yeah. GJ, thanks for your call. Let's go to Paul. He's a Spurs fan. Paul?
Right, P-Dog.
Hello, mate.
How are you, Paul? Are you good?
Yeah, not bad, lads. Not bad.
Good stuff. Tottenham look like they've finally got a deal over the line.
It's about time, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I was starting to get a little bit worried, but this one actually all of a sudden becomes quite exciting.
Yeah, I really wanted them Buemo, but I'm happy with Kudus as seeing he's made his mind up. He wants United, but yeah, I'm happy with Kudus.
Yeah, no, I think it's a good deal, actually.
So he's going to play on the right, yeah?
Well, he gives Johnson some competition, doesn't he? Because other than score attacking goals, I don't know what Johnson does.
I agree with that. I mean, Brennan Johnson had a really good return last year.
Yes, he did, yeah.
A really good return. He scored a lot of goals, but he gets on the end of things, right? And that is an art.
It is an art.
It is an art to get on the end of things. But I tell you what, he's one of the most frustrating football players to watch. Like, he's so frustrating to watch because he can, I think, give more. And he doesn't.
Well, maybe this is what Thomas Frank does, right? One thing I will say about Thomas Frank, he makes players better.
Yeah, he does, yeah.
He really does improve players. The best example is going to be Visser and Buemo. Yeah. I'm a big fan of Damsgaard as well.
Yeah.
There's a number of players in that squad that he makes better. And that's what, if he can improve every single player, and Brennan Johnson's one of those, mould him into what he wants, we'll see.
Yeah. Paul, are you excited for next season? Do you think we need a few more, though, don't we? We can't just be happy with this.
I think Solanke needs a bit of help up front because I worry about Richarlison.
Richarlison.
He's going to, whether. That's what I actually phoned up for was a shocking story on a football pitch.
Go on.
You ready? It weren't me. It was my son. So he's playing in a school match, and one of the defenders has gone through a sliding tackle on the right midfielder. He skipped over him, and as he skipped over him, his knee has caught the defender right in the gob. He knocked all of his teeth out.
Oh, nightmare.
He lost 12 teeth.
Jeez, how big's his knee?
I mean, if you get a knee in the face, though, that is gonna.
But 12 teeth, Jay. 12. Surely there were 12.
Yeah, all the top ones at the front and the bottom, all of them. Bang.
Gone.
Yeah.
Get yourself to Turkey. Yeah, well, he'll have some nice gnashers, though, won't he, in the end?
Don't know, mate.
Yeah?
He has got some pearly whites. He looks like Ryland Clark.
Ryland Clark. Paul, top man, mate. Thanks, you cool. You ever thought about getting gnashers done?
They'll fit my hair done.
Yeah, I know. That does need doing.
Barnet, mate. That's the one.
Could get the teeth as well.
No, I'm not getting my teeth done, mate.
No?
Anyone that goes out to Turkey get their teeth done, mate, they come. There's a little bit of a weird look about them, isn't there?
What do you mean?
They don't know. They look a bit like a donkey's teeth.
Well, it depends where you go. You can get them where they go a little bit OTT.
Yeah, they come
and
back.
they go a bit. They're a bit.
Like you've got a light bulb in your mouth. Do you know what I mean? They'll come up.
But you can get, I think people just get carried away and go for the big ones. You can get the small, ones that look quite good.
Know a lot about it.
Well, I've got real teeth. I've got lovely teeth.
Yeah, I've got real teeth and all. Got all my own teeth.
Yeah,
haven't got my own hair though.
No. What do you mean you ain't got your own hair?
Well, I have, but
you have.
Yeah, I have,
but you're just losing it.
Yeah, but
you've lost your wingers.
Mate,
You've lost your wingers.
Right?
The wingers have been sent off.
Right? It's a young man's problem. It's a young man's problem. This. I'm not of that age now where
you don't care.
No. What's the
said
point?
to you, I can get you a nice, lovely quiff.
Well, you've got you piqued my interest.
Yeah,
you piqued the interest. But I don't know. How am I going to sit still in a chair in Turkey? How am I going to do that?
I don't know.
I can't sit still, Jay. I can't, mate. I don't know what.
Just put a football match on. You'll watch it.
I know, but I'm still move around, won't I? Still fidget.
You are a fidgeter,
Yeah.
but I would like to see you with a decent quiff. Come on, anyone can give Cundy a new hairline. Help us out, guys.
I just don't know how it's going to.
Come on, it's great promotion.
Yeah.
You know, someone send it to Turkey and.
Well, if someone's listening out there, I might consider it.
See, you change your tune.
No, I'm not.
Well, it's a young man's problem.
No, it is a young man's problem.
But you want it.
Well, if it, it's like if it was. Let me see. Have a chat to me.
Have a chat.
Have a little chat and see what we can come up with.
Oh.
Might be weird, wouldn't it, having a massive quiff like when I was like 18?
Yeah, but it looked good. Looks good.
What about the old penalty spot?
Well, that one don't really care. You don't really. I mean,
I'm not going all the way to Turkey.
They're going to do the lot, aren't they?
Jay, if I'm not going to Turkey and just get the wing back.
Okay, but they're going to do the lot, aren't they? Let's be honest. They're not going to go out there and leave with a ball patch.
I want to be playing 5 across the.
Yeah, you're going to have a good solid
5 across there,
5 at the back,
and
mate.
I need the midfield, mate, tightened up.
Midfield, mate. You need Vitinha in there, didn't you? You need him getting around, making things happen. Oh dear! All right, come and help us out, Turkey. Right, we're going to find out about Jason Cundy's morning routine next in the rest of talkSPORT. You're listening to the Sports Bar on talkSPORT with talkSPORT Bet. Download the new talkSPORT Bet app today. 18 plus. Began by dog. Yeah, you're listening to the record-breaking sports bar on talkSPORT. Myself, Jamie O'Hara, and Jason Cundy tonight. We're doing a midnight triv. Help us out. Get your calls in 03717 223344. Still to come, though. We'll be having some fun. Rest of talkSPORT coming up. First, though, the Lions beat the ACT Brumbies 36-24 in Canberra this afternoon. Live and exclusive on talkSPORT 2.
4 inches forward. Pick and go around the edge. This time they get there. Opening score goes to the Brumbies. It's going to be Finn Russell. Offload to Ollie Chesham, and Ollie Chesham will get the first try of the evening for the British and Irish Lions.
Good try from the Lions, particularly in the build-up to that. Impressive.
Dan Sheehan gets a massive fend-off into the face of the Brumbies player. Dan Sheehan have a bitten. That lovely line from Ringrose. On his shoulder is Marcus Smith. Marcus Smith drops it onto the toe. There's a foot race for 2 Lions players. Gary Ringrose will win the race and will score the try.
Gary Ringrose, who's almost talking to the ball as he's chasing it down. He's going, come on, sit up for me.
Pick and go around the edge and a try is scored. And the Brumbies have their 4th try of the evening.
The Brumbies there have given the Lions a bit of a threat, a little bit of a lesson that their breakdown work isn't quite good enough at the moment.
Still a bit more work to do before Brisbane. Full time in Canberra. Brumbies 24, British and Irish Lions 36.
A reminder that talkSPORT is a place to be as we bring you live and exclusive commentary of every single Lions game of the tour. Former England second row forward Ben Kay spoke to us following today's win, said he had concerns about the team's performance despite the victory.
Yeah, the Lions weren't good enough. The referee didn't help them out, but actually, as Macca said, from a coach's perspective, we mentioned it in the back end of that half, that you're winning easily, you're winning by 60, 50 points. What does it tell you about where you might come unstuck in a test match? The Brumbies there have given the Lions a bit of a threat, a little bit of a lesson that their breakdown work isn't quite good enough at the moment.
Yeah, a reminder that talkSPORT is the place to be as we bring you live and exclusive commentary of every single Lions game of the tour. Now it's time for this. Yeah, it's part of the show we call the rest of talkSPORT. We run you through some of the recent highlight moments from talkSPORT and its sister stations. Let's start this morning's breakfast show. The boys are joined by tennis star Nick Kyrgios. Have a listen to what Kyrgios had to say about Wimbledon star Ben Shelton's opinion on the English breakfast.
I'm going to have to completely disagree with his comments. I love a good English breakfast, to be honest. And I was with Gordon Ramsay the other day and I made a good breakfast sandwich. I don't know what the hell Ben Shelton was talking about. I would love a little English breakfast right now, to be honest. I love baked beans.
I love baked beans. Yeah, listen, I'm a massive fan of the oldie. I haven't had a proper fry-up, though, for a while. I'll keep it simple now. Just scrambled egg,
as
toast.
I've got older, I keep things simple. The English breakfast...
It becomes too heavy, doesn't it?
It's too much. It's too much going. It's too busy.
It's too much.
Right?
There's a lot going on.
Yeah, when you start adding on, like, the
black puddings and all that.
And then the hash browns... And the beans,
and you've
got 2 sausage, 2 egg, 2 bacon. I mean, that's not. I don't know, mate. I prefer.
It depends. Right, if you're hungover, right, and you've gone out for a night out, and you skip dinner, right? That's the one, because then you're on a night out. Yeah, you wake up in the morning and you're desperate.
Yeah.
The full English, mate. That is it. 3 eggs, 3 bacon, 2 sausage, 3 hash browns. Baked beans. Mushrooms, fried slice, toast, and a cup of tea.
Jay, that's enormous, mate.
Yeah, that's bang on. No black pudding. Don't need none of that. Don't need none of that bubble and squeak and all that nonsense.
Do you know what, right? I keep things simple, mate. Bit of scrambled egg on toast, couple of bits of bacon, some toast. That's just...
Yeah, but that's every morning.
No, every morning.
I mean, that's standard every morning.
Do you have that every morning?
I'll have scrambled egg and bacon and some toast pretty much every day. Yeah.
Well, do you have like the thick cut bacon, smoked or unsmoked?
I don't know, mate. Whatever I get my hands on, whatever's in the fridge.
Oh,
I don't know.
I'm
Mrs. Buzz it.
Streaky bacon?
No, not streaky.
Don't like streaky?
It's got to be it's got to be the proper bacon.
Right, the thick cut.
Yeah, proper bacon. Yeah, you can't. What is streaky bacon?
No, just ask. Just ask, mate.
Where do you live in? Not
mate, no, I'm just asking you like streaky bacon. That's right.
Embarrassing. What do you? So
thick cut. Got to go thick cut, mate.
Thick cut.
Thick cut. I don't mind the old banger. Or a chipolata, Jay.
Yeah. You like a chipolata, do you?
Well,
All right, don't forget, breakfast returns tomorrow morning from 6. Alan Brazil, Cole.
Now, sticking with the Brecky show, the boys are discussing with the Jamie Vardy, make a good talkSPORT presenter. Have a listen to this.
Do you not think when Jamie Vardy, when he does retire from football, Jamie Vardy in talkSPORT is just a match made in heaven, isn't it? Yeah, Vardy on tour. I just think he's got that character, he's got that enthusiasm, he's got that energy, he's got stories.
He doesn't talk a lot, does he?
Well, no, but then he'll...
So how's he going to do talkSPORT then?
No, he'll come out of his shell when alongside you, Al, come out of his shell. You'll bring the best out of Jamie Vardy, no?
Hey, move on.
Oh, I said no, then isn't it? Jamie Vardy to talkSPORT.
Al's not convinced. He's not convinced at all there, is he, Al? He's like...
disdain on Al's face.
He's like, nah, not having it. Nah, me and Ray Parlour.
Yeah, me and Ray.
You know what, right? They put it up, me and you talking about Man United being embarrassing, Jamie Vardy and all that, and I actually did say, Vardy would be a good punt, right?
Yeah.
I got a message today from Vardy's wife.
Oh, yeah. Did you?
I did indeed. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Why have you not told me this before? This is good info. Go on.
Yeah.
Rebecca.
Yeah.
Go on.
Yeah.
What she said?
We have a bit of banter, to be fair.
Go on.
She messaged me and went, "You talking garbage again?"
So she listens.
Yeah.
So she listens.
I went, well, I actually said it was a good punt.
You did. But what you said was it's embarrassing the Man United are looking.
Yeah, it's embarrassing the Man United.
But
yeah, I was digging myself, trying to get myself out of a bit of a hole with the Vardys, and
well,
did
you send a little apology?
I managed to get myself out.
Did you smooth it over?
I smoothed it over. She knows something. She knows something.
Are they going to be at your party on Friday night?
No,
I don't think so. Which teammate do you think will make a great presenter? I mean, it's hard, really, because who thought that you and I'd be sitting there? I didn't. You didn't. You come out of football. You think you were doing this? I didn't.
No, I don't think so. I don't know who's Connor Cody. There's one for you.
Yeah, he's quite a funny boy, actually.
Yeah, Connor's a good boy, and I think he'll be bang on.
Yeah.
He'll be on talkSPORT.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, he's quite funny. Boy.
A lot of the talkSPORT guys, though, they're a bit of a mess, aren't they?
Like who?
Well, you, me,
a mess.
Pennant.
What do you mean a mess?
We're just a shambles.
Retrobates.
Yeah, we're just shambles of men. And we just come together and, we're relatable, aren't we?
Listen, only radio station we're getting a job on, by the way. Do not forget to join the Breakfast Boys tomorrow morning.
OK, let's finish by listening to this afternoon's Hawksby and Baker show, having to listen to Charlie as he's been dealing with his dodgy toe.
For my my arthritic toe, I have bought some slippers that you put in the freezer.
Really?
Frozen slippers. Not let it go.
Are you supposed to do this?
Yeah. Apparently I was googling it.
Frozen slippers. Have they got Elsa on the front? Have they got a little picture of Elsa?
I don't want to build a snowman.
Yeah.
The other joke you can do about frozen slippers is I was going to buy a pair, but I got cold feet.
Hey.
Strangest thing you bought online?
Oh, can't say. But, strangest thing I bought online.
Some strange things out there, isn't there?
Yeah.
I mean, you can go a bit rogue, can't you?
Yeah, I mean...
Amazon's a great place.
Do you know what, mate? The amount of money I must do on them. Everyone must do this, right? Knock on the door. Amazon parcel, got your name, like, what have I bought?
Yeah.
I don't even know what I bought. I don't remember.
I forget. Half the things that turn up in Amazon packages, I don't know. I buy so much nonsense on there.
They give too much wrapping sometimes, mate.
I know, what is that about with the packaging?
Come on, with all the planet and all that sort of stuff, they don't really care.
What is that?
I don't know, mate. They just probably the best box they can find, the smallest one they find, throws it in.
No, but they just throw literally you buy some golf tees, right? It comes in a massive box, and you're like, guys, there's just no need for all this packaging. It's some tees.
Yeah, they don't care about the planet.
No, they don't. Well, they're making enough money, mate. They don't give a monkeys. All right, don't forget to download the talkSPORT app. You can swipe between talkSPORT, talkSPORT 2, all of our other sister stations, so you never miss a moment. Sports Bar on talkSPORT. Right, we're going to look at tomorrow's back pages. Man United's new stadium is on them, apparently. You're listening to the Sports Bar on talkSPORT with talkSPORT Bet. Download the new talkSPORT Bet app today. 18 plus, begun Red Dog. listening to the Sports Bar on talkSPORT. Me, Jamie O'Hara, Jason Cundy. We need your help with a midnight triv. Get your calls in 03717 223344. But now it's time for this.
JC!
Yeah, time for some back pages. Jack Cundy, right, Jack?
Evening, lads. How you doing? You good?
All right, matey. How are you? You right?
I'm absolutely boiling. It's too hot for me, this.
It is warm.
You need to get a fan in there, help with them curtains and
a
bed
fan.
sheets, don't you?
Yeah, we need a fan.
Yeah.
That's what I need next.
Where's the Teddy? I was after a Teddy, wasn't I?
No Teddy.
No way. I've not had time today.
No.
Maybe next time.
Yeah, we want something behind you every time you come and do something, all right? All right?
Something different.
Something
different. Just a random...
Over your left shoulder.
Just a random item.
Just have something in the back. We won't even mention it, right?
Yeah, just
You've
have
got
it
something
there.
there.
Okay, very
Yeah,
nice.
just something, anything. Just like a trainer, just something random. Won't say nothing. Just something random every time you come on.
That's what we need, all right?
Yeah, just come on. Have a bit of glow up on the on the bed. Right, let's do some back pages. Big story today. Horner's tears over shock Red Bull X. He's got the sack.
Yeah, so Christian Horner, after 20 years, has been dismissed by Red Bull. So the main story here is the fact that he got told yesterday, I think he took about 12 hours to kind of like let it sink in, and then today he gathered all of the Red Bull team members and basically broke down in tears in front of them, thanked them for their work, and then that was it. He was on his way, and it's still strange because we don't actually know why he was sacked. There's not been any reason given. Horner's not been told why. Red Bull have not said why. They've just thanked him for his work and moved on. Obviously, there's a few things to think about. So last year he was obviously involved in a scandal that eventually got proven, to be not true, or lawyers found it to be not true. So that kind of, he managed to get away with that. This season they're fourth in the Constructors' Championships, so they're not going to win that. And in the Drivers' Championships, Verstappen is nowhere either. Now, Verstappen has a break clause in his contract, which comes into effect around about this time of the season. So basically, the reports are saying that if he's third or lower, he can leave, negotiate to leave right now.
Wow.
So, and also another thing you got to think about is Horner has got a really bad relationship with Josh Verstappen, who's Verstappen's dad. Yeah, they've had a lot of problems and a lot of issues, and I think Red Bull. Obviously, again, we don't know this, but just trying to read between the lines, you would think this is Red Bull deciding to keep Max Verstappen over keeping Christian Horner. I think they probably believe that they'll be able to keep Max Verstappen from Mercedes if they
it's a bit harsh, Johnny. Listen,
it is harsh.
It feels harsh. I get it. Relationships can break down, but he's done unbelievable stuff at that Red Bull, and I know he's got Max Verstappen in there, and he's the best driver, right? But just to sack him midway through the season,
it's ruthless.
Like after he's won 3 or 4 on the bounce championships.
Well, they've won. So they've won a few in a row, and then obviously you got to remember a few years ago when Vettel won 4 in a row as well. So he's totally Red Bull have dominated basically F1 apart from that spell of Mercedes dominance for a little bit. But they've dominated F1 since Horner's been there, basically.
I think Red Bull are so frightened of losing Max Verstappen.
I think that's right.
That they've had to be like, right, it's Max or Christian here, and we need to. And we know.
I think that's what it is, because basically Red Bull's co-owner died last year, so he passed away, and since then it's been basically a power struggle between Verstappen's dad and Christian Horner, and in the end it looks like Horner's lost. Simple as that.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Crystal Palace. Back pages on Eagles in Euro weight. Crystal Palace faced being booted into the I love the way they use the booted in the Conference League after Lyon won their appeal against relegation from the back into League. So I just wonder how is this playing out, and how much longer are they going to have to wait?
No, lads, we've talked about this so many times, and it is just a grim situation. I mean, players are back in for pre-season now. They don't even know what competition they're playing in. It's ridiculous. But the main issue is basically Lyon are now going to be back in League 1, so they can't play in the same European competition as Crystal Palace, because John Textor, although he now doesn't own Palace officially, he's sold his shares. He didn't do it in time, so in UEFA's eyes, it's still classed as the same thing. John Textor has also resigned from the Lyon board. He's got no involvement with Lyon either. He's tried to also sell his shares in Brøndby as well. So basically, he's made a lot of mistakes. He's left everything too late, and in the end, it looks like it could cost Palace. So basically, if Lyon had been relegated, Lyon were going to just not play in the Europa League. They basically signed an agreement to not do that.
Okay.
But now we are in this situation where that might not happen. And ultimately, it looks like it's going to be Nottingham Forest who would take Palace's place in the Europa League. I don't know what's going to happen with the Europa Conference League because Brøndby are there as well and Textor owns them. So, I think there's even the possibility that Palace don't get any European football.
That would be a disaster.
Wow. No, it would be, wouldn't it?
That's so harsh.
Win the FA Cup.
Yeah,
and then you get booted out of European competition.
Yes. Come on. For the sake of football, they got to sort that out.
But it's when the multi-club ownership thing comes. It was inevitable for me that something like this was going to happen
eventually.
It was inevitable.
It's only going to happen more, right?
Yeah,
it is. Right? They got to do something.
Well, weren't Man United nearly in the same position that long ago?
Yes, Man United were nearly in the same position.
Yeah.
And I think I wouldn't be surprised if Chelsea are in the same position relatively soon with Strasbourg.
Yeah, that's
Strasbourg are doing really well.
That's right. Well, listen, sort it out, UEFA, because
they do need to sort it out.
Yeah, they do.
And ultimately, though, lads, it looks like it's going to go to the Court of Arbitration for Sport.
Right.
UEFA's ruling's meant to be this week. Whatever happens, I'm sure Palace will take it to CAS.
Yes.
And then, then it gets very messy. And then I don't even know what happens because that'll take months and months and months to sort out. So how do you even know what do Palace do? It's just a mess.
Back at it's on the Mail Online. Lord Seb Coe to spearhead Man United's plans to build new 100,000-seater stadium.
Yeah, so obviously Manchester United are going to try and build the new stadium, 100,000-seater, but at the moment they're having problems getting the land. So there's a piece of land behind Old Trafford. It's like a freighter terminal or something.
Right.
And basically the company who own it value it a lot higher than Manchester United.
Of course they do.
Yeah, of course they do, exactly.
They ain't stupid, are they? Man United want to build 100,000-seater stadium. You want to have the Women's World Cup final there? All right, cool, yeah. We're going to put a premium on that, yeah.
Exactly, yeah. So ultimately, it looks like Lord Coe is going to actually be potentially brought in to basically force a sale because he's part of the Andy Burnham's sort of Manchester regeneration project thing.
Right.
So I think they're almost going to try and legally use him to potentially force a sale.
Didn't Spurs have something about a garage that was when you were doing yours? I seem to remember there was a garage.
Things, yeah.
That
a lot of people tried to hold on, but in the end, money talks. Right? In the end, you just if these big hitters want to do something, it's happening. Man United want to build a new stadium. It's going to happen.
Yeah. I mean, can you imagine if it doesn't happen because some company, refused to sell it? I mean, it's obviously going to happen, isn't it? It's just a case of when and how much. Simple as that.
Exactly.
You would have thought so.
Exactly.
You would have thought.
What's going on the latest across the talkSPORT website?
Yeah, so I think, I'm not sure if I've talked about it already, but obviously Kudus is going to Tottenham, £55 million deal agreed with West Ham this afternoon. West Ham, basically, I think the important thing here is Kudus has decided very early on that he was only interested in going to Tottenham, to work under Thomas Frank, gets to stay in London, makes that move from, East London to North London. And I think Kudus had a bad season last year, struggled, but I don't know how much you can judge him because West Ham were really poor. They were really poor under Lopetegui. They were really poor under Graham Potter. I saw nothing from them whatsoever. Kudus the season before was very, very impressive. Could play on either wing, quick, versatile, creative, can score with both feet. I think he's a top player. Really, they really rate him, and I think this is a really good signing for Tottenham. He can play again, as I said, kind of anywhere across the front three. So you could see him on the left. Maybe if Son influence is going to decline a bit this season, or he could rotate with Brennan Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's a great move for Kudus. I think it's a great move for Tottenham,
Great.
and I think it gives Thomas Frank the clear indication that actually he might be backed in this transfer window, and that's important.
Yeah, I agree.
We'll see.
All right, Jack, top
Cheers,
man, mate.
JC.
Thank you.
No worries, lads. I'll catch you later. See you later.
Those are your back pages. Right, we need your help. Midnight Triv. Help us out. 03717 223344. You're listening to the Sports Bar on talkSPORT with talkSPORT Bet. Download the new talkSPORT Bet app today. 18 plus. Be going with a dog.